to decide arbitrarily who would survive and who would not, using his own personal standards.
Oh, man.
And then to implement his decision without mercy.
Next story.
nytimes.com. Starving astronauts on ISS face cannibalism as Starliner woes persist. Dantry Stockton.
3 minutes.
Houston, Texas. A grim scenario is unfolding aboard the International Space Station as the delayed departure of astronauts brought by Boeing's leaky Starliner spacecraft leads to rapidly dwindling food supplies. The unprecedented situation is forcing the crew to confront stark and uncomfortable choices: face a slow death by starvation or resort to cannibalism.
The crisis began when Boeing's Starliner, which delivered astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams to the ISS 2 weeks ago, developed a critical leak, preventing its timely departure. The disabled spacecraft has left the ISS with more mouths to feed than its food supply can support, exacerbating the strain on existing rations.
Most meats have about 4,000 calories per kilogram, said a grim Dr. Cesar Wong at Johnson Space Center in Houston. If immediately slaughtered, and excluding bones and viscera, the 2 Starliner astronauts' carcasses should provide full rations for about 2 weeks to the remaining 7 astronauts. 4 weeks if they all go on half rations, as they probably were given the emergency.
The prospect of cannibalism, though shocking, is not entirely unprecedented in the annals of human exploration. History is replete with tales of desperate measures taken in dire circumstances on land and at sea. However, this would be the first time such a decision has loomed over astronauts in the isolation of space.
ISS Commander Rangel Thorgant's daughter expressed her profound concern for the crew's well-being and the ethical dilemma they face. "We are doing everything in our power to conserve resources and maintain hope until a solution arrives," she said in a somber transmission. "But the reality of our situation grows bleaker each day."
NASA and international space agencies are working around the clock to expedite a robotic resupply mission, but logistical challenges and the need for precision in space operations mean that relief is not imminent. The next scheduled resupply mission, which could bring much-needed food and supplies, is weeks away.
The ISS was not designed to accommodate such an extended stay for additional astronauts without prior planning, explained Dr. Wong. The unexpected delay caused by the Starliner malfunction has placed the crew in an untenable position.
In Houston, officials are grappling with the moral and psychological impacts of the crisis. "This is an unprecedented situation," said NASA spokesperson Rachel Kraft. "We are exploring every possible solution to ensure the safety and survival of our astronauts without compromising our ethical standards."
The families of the astronauts are being kept informed of the situation, and support services have been made available to help them cope with the unfolding crisis. Public reaction to the news has been a mix of shock, horror, and surprisingly, mirth and hilarity at the astronauts facing such an absurd predicament in this the 21st century of our Lord.
As the world watches and waits, the hope remains that a timely intervention will avert the need for such desperate measures. Until then, the crew of the ISS must endure an agonizing wait, their fate hanging in the balance of swift engineering solutions in the vast, unyielding expanse of space.